We are On Campus Sportscards, Murrells Inlet, South Carolina. To me, it means something you do for fun, that you just enjoy doing, whatever your hobby is, and just collecting for fun.
Yeah, I think for me, a hobby is just something that you enjoy doing. I don't think it necessarily has to be fun, because a lot of times in this hobby, it's not fun, but it's something you enjoy doing regardless.
The best part of the hobby is networking, interacting with customers, watching all the deals go down and seeing what profit we can make when we buy things, and just interacting with people.
I think there's two answers on this side. As like somebody who works in a shop, it's all the people you meet, the different characters that walk in the store every day.
Definitely.
On the other side, as a buyer, it's that feeling when you get a big hit. I mean, there's just nothing that compares to it.
People using the word comps. People will come in here and be like, well, this is a recent comp. Okay, well, either you want the card or you don't. If you collect for your PC, then you just want it for your collection, then just buy it. We have overhead, but when people use the word comp, I want to come across the table.
I think comps is a big one too. Just we told somebody yesterday, I think it's a card's not worth what the last person paid for it. It's worth what you're willing to pay for it. But other than that, I think it's just scam artists. There's a lot of scam artists in this business. So you just always got to be on your toes.
You want the real answer?
Absolutely.
Nobody. But I do kind of collect Trevor Lawrence and any Clemson players, but I actually don't have a personal collection.
She's getting into it.
I'm getting into it, I am. I like the On Campus cards because our name's on campus and they're just cool. And yeah.
So I'm a Titans fan, so pretty much any Titans cards, anybody who played for the Tennessee Vols college team. I did have a massive A.J. Brown collection, but then he got traded to the Eagles, got rid of all those cards. But yeah, just Tennessee Titans, anybody who played for Tennessee, the college, and then Atlanta Braves. Those are the main ones I collect.
His answer will be different.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just strictly business.
Strictly business.
For profit.
So before I worked in a store, I mainly just bought for myself. I never would really go on eBay and try to snipe a card and then turn around and sell it. Now I would do that with product, like going and buying a box and then hoping I could hit something big and sell it or trade it, because I did that with a Mike Trout autograph that I hit out of a Topps Gallery box. But I mainly just buy for myself until I got into the business.
You go first. I'm gonna have to think about this.
Okay.
Well, I think we're coming up on it, and I think a lot of people would agree, it's Panini. I think their quality control has just continued to suffer for the past couple years now. You can get a big hit out of a box. Take Prism, for example. I don't think I've seen one perfectly centered Prism card this year. So I think Panini making changes, but we already know that's coming.
Okay, I would change the fact that it's so hard to get a hobby account and get allocation to make a profit off of a product, and that we can't get wholesale. It's really hard to get any accounts through retail also. So our profit margins are very small. I would make it easier for card shops to have access to wholesale accounts. I think it's both. We recently got on Whatnot, and so we're trying to push our social media, so our followers on there are growing, our Instagram followers are growing, and that in turn has created additional business, whether we post singles and people are like, oh, let me buy that card, or doing breaks or razzes through social media. So I think it's huge for people growing their business. But I also think that some of the bigger name people who are influencers of the hobby, I don't think that's necessarily good. And I'm trying to think how I'm trying to word this. But what I'm trying to say is like the backyard people. Like, I'm convinced that Fanatics and Panini send them the hit boxes.
You're not the only person in the hobby that thinks that.
So that's annoying as the big influencers who, you know, or we watched this stream last night and this guy had like hundreds of people in there and he was selling like shit cards and people were paying way more than they're going for. And it's like, are you only buying from these people because they're an influencer? Because if I got on and I put those same cards that are worth nothing on there, I wouldn't sell them. So I don't know, I think it's a double-edged sword.
So I think social media as it is good for the hobby. Your outreach is a lot better. For example, on our Instagram, if we get any new cards in, we can put them on Instagram within 5 minutes. We usually got 3 to 5 messages of people asking, you know, can we buy it at this price or can we make a deal? So that sort of thing. So I think social media is good for the hobby as a whole, but the influencers I think is kind of where it can take a left turn, not be so great. People, well, we saw it with, I won't name names, but a certain breaking community that would not give cards out that they were hitting. We saw it with just recently with another group that runs their stuff through YouTube, where they were taking redemptions and hiding them under their palms when they were doing their breaks live on YouTube, and they finally got called out. So I think some of the big guys who are influencers when it comes to the hobby, maybe not so great, egotistical, that sort of thing, but social media as a whole is good for the hobby.
I mean, I don't think they're going anywhere. I think card shows will still be a thing because there's something to be said about interacting with people face to face and the community that the card shows bring, because a bunch of those people, they just do it as a hobby and they, you know, it's fun for them and that is the fun part of it instead of, you know, a full-time business. I mean, I know some people who go, it is a full-time business or it is their side hustle, but I think that, I know the way of the world is like heavy internet, social media, but I think that will still be a thing. Just the buying, selling process, the exchange of that, I think it'll still be a thing.
Yeah, I think card shows are here to stay as well. There's just something about trying to make a deal in person that you can't really do over a phone or even through text, anything like that. If I'm in person and somebody's trying to talk me down from $100 to $90, I'm gonna say he's gonna have a lot better chance of it if we're doing it face to face than if he were to just text me and say, hey, can I give you 90 for this $100 card? So I think that aspect is part of it, but then also if I'm buying a card, I wanna see the card too before I buy it 9 times out of 10. I wanna be able to check the corners on the card, I wanna see the edges, check the centering, and that's hard to do over the phone. So I think part of that is why card shows aren't gonna be going anywhere.
I have no clue.
I don't think it'll hurt it at all. I don't know if it's going to be good for the hobby. I hope it is. But the way it's trending right now, I think it could only help. Their outreach is a lot better than Panini's is right now. They seem to be able to market better. And I would like to just see them make it more of a center stage type deal for their products, because I know they have so much stuff they do on their website. But this is a big market, tons of people in this hobby, and they got a huge task, you know, that's coming up on them. You don't know? I think the hobby's in good hands right now as it stands, just with the community. I think more people are invested in cards right now than there have ever been before. There was a big boom, of course, in like the 80s and 70s, 80s, 90s, but the card markets themselves, I've been dogging on Panini this whole time, but they have figured out a way to make cards valuable again. So I don't think it's going anywhere. I hope Fanatics comes in and even makes it even better. But yeah, I think cards are here to stay for the long term.
I am interested to see how the whole NFT thing influences card business.
Okay.
NFTs are.
I mean, I know, like, you know, same thing with the card shows. Like, NFTs aren't going to take away the value of, like, a physical card or, like, you know, a 52 mantle. I mean, you can't change that. But I am interested to see how that impacts it. Probably how long it takes, the process. For me, I can't look at a card and say, oh, this card is worth that amount of money. So I'm gonna have to look that card up and see what the comp is. There I go using that term. And it takes me forever to do it, whereas like Trey or you could just look at this and be like, I'm gonna give you X amount for this. That's probably the worst part. And then the other thing is telling people, sorry, I'm not interested in this, or not agreeing on a price point.
Absolutely.
So to her second point, I think the hardest part is just saying no. People bring stuff in all the time that are nice cards and like they'll have good valuations on them, but it's just something we're not interested in, and obviously they're wanting to offload it because they're bringing it in here. But just actually saying no or turning somebody down, or if you can't meet on a price point, not budging to that degree, because I like to interact with people. I like pleasing people. I'm a people pleaser, but sometimes you have to be able to stand firm, and I think that part, for me at least, is the hardest part.
The funniest part is that we're in a tourist area. So we have all kinds of out-of-towners who come in and they will buy a card from us, and then we will see it on another card store's social media. Or they will go to another card store and bring it into us and it came from one of the other card stores. That is just comical to me. That our cards in our stores just keep circulating through the 4 different card shops.
Yeah. No, we see it all the time. They'll still have stickers of the other card shops on the cards when they bring them in here trying to sell or trade. So I think that is probably the funniest part.
Well, it actually hasn't been hard to grow our influence because all you have to do is run a giveaway and people are going to follow you. So our followers are going up, and then when they follow you, you get notified when they're going live or, you know, shows that you follow. So that actually hasn't been hard, but the most frustrating thing is the 12% fee that they're taking. So whatever we're selling in store, you'd think that online you'd be able to sell it for cheaper, but not through Whatnot. So whatever we have in here, we actually have to charge a little more to cover the 12% to make sure that we get what we want from it, which is really frustrating. Really, so it's not, it's cool. It is a really cool app, but as far as like the fees go, it's not better than eBay.
Yeah, as far as Whatnot, I think it's a very buyer-friendly app. If you're wanting to go on there, enter a break, or just buy cards from people who are running auctions, it's really nice for that. But as a seller, it's just not seller-friendly. I think it's 12.5%, just kills your margins. So you do have to upcharge. There's stuff in the shop that we can sell $10, $15 less in shop than we can on Whatnot.
All right, but the deal that I made yesterday was this guy messaged me through Facebook, and he had this Josh Allen lottery ticket.
Closer. Perfect.
And this Justin Fields lottery ticket that is numbered to 25.
Yeah.
And this Mac Jones rookie ticket auto. So he messaged me, and in his message he had prices that he wanted for it, which were very, very high. And after we looked like what recents have sold for, it was like a $20 or $30 difference than what they were actually selling for. So I messaged him and told him that it'd have to be somewhere in like the 40 to 50% margin of recent sold. So the number that I gave him was actually 40% of it. So the Mac Jones auto recently sold for $550, and then like a month ago $850, $785, and $600. So I offered him $330 for it. The Josh Allen recently sold for $215, $300, $270, and I offered him $180. And the Justin Fields out of 25 there was only one comp on this, and it was for $530. So for this one, I offered him $320. So I got the 3 cards for $830. And this Mac Jones, that we got for $330, we will actually probably put like an $800 sticker on it.
Yeah, because it went up after.
Yeah, it went up. So I felt, and the guy I got them from, he was very honest. He said that he had bought into like breaks for $3,000 over the past couple of days, and he was going to Miami this weekend, so he wanted to liquidate and get some cash back. So then when he brought the cards in the store, I bought another card from him for like $20 and then another card. Anyway, he had like $45 I was gonna pay him out, and he ended up just buying 3 of our hobby packs from the Revolution box. So
He also bought a no huddle pack.
yeah, he did. So I felt good about that deal. I think the profit margins there are pretty good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, when making deals, we like to stay around 40% just because that gives you some leeway. Card values go up and down every day. I always tell people, like, yeah, this Justin Fields rookie might be worth $500 right now. If he goes out in training camp and tears his ACL, I mean, it's going to drop. So we like to give ourselves that little bit of margin. I have never been to the National before. This will be my first time. I'm pretty excited. I know a lot of different people, either through social media or past card shops that I've been to, that are going to be there. So I'm pretty excited to go. My expectations going into it, probably a little too high because I'm so excited for it. Want to get some trades done, maybe get some stuff sold, maybe buy some stuff, a little bit of everything. Tons of autographs are going to be set up. Go meet some of my favorite athletes. So just all in all, I'm pretty excited for it. And this is my first time, so that's probably adding to it.
I am very excited. Honestly, I'm really excited to meet the people that we've networked with and connected through Whatnot and Instagram. We don't have a table, so we're just kind of going with our little briefcase and our backpack, gonna see what happens. One of the main goals is to either trade some things for some better cards or a better product, or liquidate with some of the cards that we've been sitting on for a while that have a high sticker value on them. So I don't know what to expect. Like, I know it's gonna be huge. I'm a little nervous, like trying to sell and not having a table, just because that's usually difficult anyway. But I'm excited to network and to see what connections we can make there that'll help us further grow our business.
So we're in the shop. We're gonna make a deal. He's looking up some cards. You want to show me what you're looking at real quick?
Yeah, right now this John Morant Hoops BGS 9.5. Nice little card there. Justin Jefferson Prism Black Silver. So if you're not too familiar, these actually come out of Chronicles, not Prism, but they are the chase cards that you want to hit out of Prism. So those are nice. We've got some other nice stuff over here too. There's a Kobe rookie, SGC 7.5.
Nice.
And then this year, one of the best quarterbacks in the rookie class, Justin Fields, what is this, draft rookie ticket auto. Pretty nice one there too.
And what's your name, young man?
Brett.
Brett. And what's your IG? Shout it out.
It's Bigfoot Sports 17.
Bigfoot Sports 17. So we're trying to get a deal done. What are you trying to trade for? Cash or trade?
Trade.
Trade. And what are you looking for?
Anything like Jamar Chase or John Morant.
John Morant, Jamar Chase. Big fan?
Yeah.
Awesome. You got some nice cards here. We'll see what happens.
Thank you.
So we got a trade going on in shop. We're going for the John 9.5 and the Prism Silver for the, what did you pick up there?
Jamar Chase, orange.
The orange disco.
Jamar Chase Orange Disco. Let's pull this in the frame. Nice. Actually, that's pretty centered for Prism this year.
Centered pretty well. Prism's not the best.
And then $5 in cash to him.
I'm gonna keep looking around first though, so we'll see if we find anything else.
Thank you.
Pleasure, man.
Very interesting. So most of the time I went to my first card show, and God, what did the guy say? It was just me, solo. And he said, "What are you doing, selling your husband's collection?" And all hell flew in me. I said, actually, no. Actually, I own a card store and I run it, and it's female owned. So how about those apples? But then people, even yesterday, like this guy came in and he was like, to Trey, "Are you the owner?" He's like, "No, she is." And then this woman came in and literally only made eye contact with him. No, she like asked questions, I was answering some of them, but she literally just zoned in on him, total interaction, didn't even like hardly acknowledge like what I was saying. So it's definitely been challenging. Whenever we like do our lives and things, there's some horny little boys out there. If you can put that on your YouTube channel.
Yes, I can.
But yeah, they like see a female in this and they just are like dogs. And I'm like, y'all, I don't need friends. I do not need male attention. I'm in here to run a business and make money. And you are clearly in here to buy cards. So either buy cards or get out. So it's definitely challenging for the most part. Entertaining, but frustrating too. You can find us Instagram, whatnot. We have a Facebook page. We have a TikTok account. We also have a website. On Campus Sportscards. Give us a holla, and we will be in touch with you.